I remember the horses here at the farm, not working horses. They were horses that you for riding purposes. But we've had a working horse here, a Welsh Shire cross, and we used him for ploughing. It's a fantastic sight to see those horses, way they behave when they're ploughing a field. It's absolutely fantastic. Mostly it would be ploughing. They plough, and also they were obviously with horse and cart, because in those days you didn't have combine harvesters. Everything was brought in, all the hay was brought in by cart and then stored in the barn. Well, the horses pulled those carts to bring the hay into the farm.
When I was a child, first of all, we had a big brown mare called Kate, and she was used to back the muck trailer, a wooden trailer, up the cowshed, because you couldn't get a tractor in those days. And then we'd take the muck from either side, because the cows were all tied up in their own standings, and pile it on. And then she'd go up the road and tip it. We'd tip this muck and put it on the muck heap. But she used to gallop off. She was very naughty. She'd gallop away. So we got another one called Billy Boy, a big grey horse.
Horses have got a fantastic personality. If you make a friend of a horse, you make a friend for life, because a horse has got a fantastic personality. Oh yes. The farm belonged to the colliery, because the farm originally belonged to the Patent Nut and Bolt Company. With the colliery here, they used to tack the colliery horses here when they weren't in the pit. And also, if any animals had to come up for some reason or other, it was here they would come. You had the stables underground, and you had a hostler, who was the man who looked after the ponies underground. And the only time, unless they were ill, the only time the ponies saw the light was when they had 2 weeks holidays in the summer. And it was the only time those ponies saw the light from the time they went down until they retired. It used to be the first 2 weeks in August was the shutdown of collieries, and I remember the ponies coming up and let out in the fields, and they'd be there for 2 weeks. And it was the only time they saw daylight. Oh, they'd jump and skip and run, and they'd run for hours and hours and hours, because they knew that they were having a holiday. Oh, it was fantastic to see them. The horses were always well fed. That 2 weeks, children would go, the people would go and feed these horses for the 2 weeks that they were up. And oh yes, it was fantastic for us as children, because some of them were not what some they used to call ponies. Some of them were Welsh Shire crosses, and they were fairly big horses. And when you'd see those, absolutely fantastic to see those animals.
And I used to go with the milkman. They had horse and cart, Dandos it was, and I used to drive it, you know. But when I got down by the bakehouse, and you have to go down there was a lamppost and a wall at the end of the house, and I turned the horse and cart around, and the wheel got between the lamppost and the wall. They never let me do it again.
The most important person in the village would be the blacksmith, because he would shoe the horses. If the farmer had problems with his plough, it was a blacksmith who had to make one of the furrows for his plough. If he had problems with his wheels, it was the blacksmith made the wheels, the metal to go in the wheels. The blacksmith was the most important thing to the farmer, because he kept the farm going in one sense. If we didn't have a blacksmith, he were in trouble. It would have been hard, very, very hard. One of the reasons was ploughing, even with horses, was not an easy job. I can assure you, I've tried it. I can assure you it was not an easy job. You had to do everything. You didn't have a tractor to do your work for you. You didn't have a tractor to take things for you. You had to lift things yourself. Very rarely did you see a farmer drive the cart if it was a short distance. He normally led the horse wherever he was going. Another thing with farming, it's a 52 weeks of the year job. 7 days a week, 52 weeks of the year, you don't have a day off. And that's the hard part of farming.